Hey, hey sis, what's up? All right, y'all. So let's start with first of all the updates in Texas. So remember I told you on the last live that I did talking about EBT, food stamps, and wait that Texas was supposed to get theirs, right? Well, our Governor Abbott, um, basically said no bueno, not happening. And the reason why is because he's doing what President Trump has asked him to do and has been asking every state to do. And that is to check to make sure that people who are on the program are United States citizens. And that they're not immigrants. As far as being here illegally. I do agree with that. Um, I was at work when one of my coworkers that I work with, she works the shift after me. Yeah, she works the shift after me. And basically, she's like, hey, she's like, I got a phone call. I said, what? She said they were asking me, um, like my status as being a United States citizen. And she's like, I was being blunt, honest, and I just told them like, hey, I've been a United States citizen for a very long time. And I said, well, that's accurate for you to answer. Um, then they started asking her like personal questions like, where do you live now? Is that your current address? Yes. Are you living above your means? They want to know how much you making and are you even able to even keep your food stamps? Hold on, y'all, my nose. Because she knows that I do have this channel. Um, but sorry, y'all, my allergies are still whooping my ass even after seeing the doctor. Um, she's like, I answered all these questions, and they just said, okay, well, you're able to keep your SNAP EBT because you are working. Um, all right, so from my understanding, the reason why Abby also did not initiate like November's food stamps was not because we don't have the money. It's because they're trying to make sure through the systems that from the last administration that there was no interloops and that money wasn't going missing. With that being said, the research that I have done, because y'all know I do my own research, um, food stamps might be going out for y'all like next month. Okay. Which I'm hoping that it does because I don't mind helping out my neighbors, but I am just like starting back to cook. Um, and trying to feed a whole entire neighborhood, that's a lot of money. No offense, Great Abby, give these people back their fundings. Not saying I'm not gonna help out my community, y'all. I'm all about helping out the community. Give me a second, y'all. I need to go grab some out the oven. Yes, I need to grab some out the oven. Cause my food. Because there's gonna be more help that us as a community is gonna have to actually do. Um, but I do agree with making sure that people are here legally. Like there's nothing wrong with that. Um, Also, here in the state of Texas, there was a new bill that was signed by Greg Abbott, and a lot of people are upset because it's aiming towards the Muslims. Okay, Abbott, there is a small state that we like a small city that we have here in the state of Texas. Remember the flood that took a lot of people's lives and children? I'd rather you have signed a bill that would have given flood relief money for that. Um, I understand how Greg Abbott feels, but you gotta understand, Abbott, I'm on your side when it gets down to this stuff. Okay, but also remember our Constitution, because as a Republican and as us being a Republican state, we also have to follow the Constitution. We cannot attack after somebody else's religion. It's just not happening. Um, Remember that yes, the state of Texas does have some of the most monumental sanctuaries, but you also have to understand that a lot of our funding comes from people who actually do want to visit our state. All right, I'm just being honest with you on that one. I'm not dissing what you're doing, but I am saying that you know, following orders is one something. Just don't attack after a religion. Because I'm not, you know what? I'm gonna take that back and retract that. He's not attacking, and he's not attacking the Muslim religion, y'all. What's happening is there is a sanctuary that's to where you have to be like part of that culture, that religion, to where you can live on the site, and that's something that he's taken away. Because that's doing nothing but just tearing us apart, y'all. And y'all can agree with me or disagree with me. Y'all know I'm all down for the controversy. Also, Abbott is saying that if you live in New York and if you're trying to move down here to Texas, he's gonna put tariff taxes on anybody who moves from New York to Texas. He's not playing about that. He said that yesterday. And for all of my people out there who want to say, good for us Texans, it is good. To tell you the same thing, like I told one of my friends, I'm like, look here. Um, what's happening is not a human thing. What's happening, what's going to happen regardless. Um, what's going to happen regardless. I want to move over to the channel update. Over here, y'all, I'm going to cover politics. I would cover Sister Wives as much as I love watching it. I'm not driven for reality TV right now. What I'm driven for is what's going on everyday life, what we live in. I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, liberal, you in between. Can be in limbo. I get more views when we talk about politics. This right here is not. I'm not in the YouTube part for everything just to be so lackadaisical. When your heart's not driven in something, it's not driven in it for a reason. I want I want to educate some of y'all. There's a video that's going out there, and I want to share. I want to reposting it on Instagram. It's when Malcolm X said the Republicans get majority of the white people's votes, and the Democrats get majority of the black people votes. For the black people voting for the Democrats, y'all are nothing but stupid. Uh-huh. People wonder why Chicago, the state of Chicago, went all red. They went all red. And they told their Senate, when the voting polls come, we're going to vote you out. When Chicago gets tired, the state of Chicago gets tired. Everybody should wake up. Because everybody said Chicago is worse than Detroit. Eventually, Detroit will wake up. Okay? Understand this and pay attention. Whenever the state of Chicago gets tired of them Democrats. I live in Texas. Texas is a red state. We do have some Democrats down here. But I'm gonna tell you what my tax-paying dollars ain't gonna be paying for. Surgeries that have to do with certain things over there in Rwanda. Our tax-paying dollars should be staying here in the United States. And I'm only speaking truth. Think I'm not. Look up and see where your tax-paying dollars really going to. I said this right is going to be a controversial channel. Y'all going to hate me and then y'all going to love me. What's more reality than what's going on in this world? Honestly, what's more reality than what's going on in this world? For once, y'all, I'm running my mouth, and y'all just want to have to put up with it. What's more reality than that? Kamala, Kamala, Kamala Harris, you fraud, you fraud. If Malcolm X was living, he'd be highly disappointed in the black people. I'm gonna tell y'all why. Because my community likes to claim anything that has color on them as one of us. Any color person, y'all like to claim as one of us. We're gonna have another black president. What policies? She remember Kamala didn't put out any policies until last minute, and she really wasn't planning on changing anything. Let me tell y'all, make this loud and clear. Kamala Harris is not black. Larger Curbs said on her channel when her family immigrated to the United States on her mother's passport green card it says Caucasian. Kamala stuff says Caucasian. Her dad says Caucasian. But really what Kamala's family is Indian. Her mom and her dad are both, well, her mom is mixed with, her mom is Indian from India, and her dad has Irish roots. And people used to say that Judge Joe Brown was crazy, but this man used to actually work with her father. That's why he said, I'm not black. I'm Indian with Irish roots. Mind you, talking to my people and to everybody else who wanted to vote for her, mind you, Kamala Harris' family, they were slave owners back in Jamaica. But nobody cared about that. No, everybody just said we don't want Donald Trump back in office. Once again, y'all didn't listen to Chicago. Nobody wants to listen to the ghetto part of the 50 states. Which to me, Chicago's not ghetto. People in Chicago are smart. Can I tell you? Can I just say something? When George Floyd Jr. got 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 arrested, and then the officer killed him. Okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck 100. He killed him. And then when Charlie Kirk, R.I.P. to him as well, got murdered, why was it with George Floyd Jr.? There was protesting, and part of that protesting, people start to loot. And this right here is the what party in the Democratic Party. Why would the Democrats send y'all out to go do it? But when Charlie Kirk passes away and he gets murdered, everything is peaceful. The only time things were peaceful in the Democratic Party was when Trayvon Martin passed away, when he got murdered by Zimmerman, by George Zimmerman. Y'all still went out there, y'all protested, but y'all weren't doing this mess. Pay attention on how the world is changing. Pay attention to what I call action. Everybody wants to say, well, it's the Republicans keeping this government shut down. Wake up. It's not the Republican Party. It's the Democratic Party. But the Democrats are mad with the Republicans because they're not handing out food stamps and SNAP benefits. Once again, that's not part of our party. And the resources, the emergency resources that we do have in all 50 states, they know what's coming up. It's going to start getting colder. Natural disasters, they're going to start having to do more handouts. I say give y'all back y'all stuff because y'all need it, but y'all don't need to be buying Cokes and sodas and stuff like that. Y'all actually need to be buying food. Y'all need to actually be buying food. I don't care if it's dry food, like MREs. It's not the Republican Party. The Democrats are trying to hold it to where they can come in for the win like how they normally do and say, you know what? You see what we did? All right, y'all realize that. You know what? Let me get right back on Kamala because I was on Kamala for a reason. Kamala, you're talking Trump is allowing babies and infants to die and not be fed because he's redoing the White House part for the ballroom. He's not using taxpayer dollars. He's using his own personal money and the secretary's money as well. because they want this to get done. Let me go put my candy up in the freezer. So I look at it like this: if you cared about babies dying and not having food, how about this? How about their parents get up off their butts and get a job? Like a lot of us American people, we work. You overdraft your card. You look here. I'm about to be $600 overdraft. Okay, I work. I'm supposed to get my full paycheck come Friday. Which will be $947. Like, come on. That'll take care of that. Plus, on top of that, I have extra money to be able to get back and forth to work for the next 2 weeks. And they're there holding me down for my next paycheck. I don't know. Try getting a credit card. I know my credit card right now $300. How am I gonna pay it off? Pay $25 here, $25 there. Every month. It will get paid off. Um, please do not give us this bullshittery. A matter of fact, I can knock that out in 3 months, do 50 here and 50 there. I don't want to hear that formula cost is $40. I already know this. That's why you shouldn't have kids if you can't afford them and quit expecting for taxpayer money to pay for stuff like that. It's funny because when I'm on TikTok and when I'm looking up a lot of you people who are like, oh yeah, I make a living off of being on welfare. And they don't be lying. A lot of people, they don't have to pay for rent. They receive their EBTs. Um, the government will upgrade them to these luxury apartments, furnish it, and do all that stuff. And the only thing they do is they vlog them being homeless. Like they literally make vlogs of them being homeless. Like their kids are out on the street, going to homeless shelters. But they are able-bodied people who can work. But the same able-bodied people are the same ones who are taking homes from the homeless people. Think about this. You have some homeless people who are willing to be housed. Others need to go to rehabilitation to rehabilitate them so that they can be housed. I'm going to tell you this right now. Monday, I went downtown Houston at nighttime. And when I went down there, guess what? Guess what? There are police downtown. They have they have some officers in certain parts of downtown Houston. They are patrolling. You can have your little sign out there begging for money, but where the side that I was on, you didn't really see not a homeless person in sight. Now maybe on the other side of downtown Houston, there might have been homeless people, but where I was at, they were patrolling like nothing else. And the police is always Always looking. So y'all can't go out there and be like, well, I'm homeless. Me and my kids, poor me. You can do that some look here. If you're out here in Baytown, like where I'm at in Baytown, um, you can't really do that because they'll ask you to leave. They will ask you to leave. In Houston, they're clearing that mess on up. So Kamala, once again, saying that these babies are going to die, they're going to starve. That's what a community's for. My neighbors, both of them know. Call me if you need some food. Text me. It's just finally I reached the point to where it's like, okay, I'm tired of wasting my money on eating out. I just need to start cooking. Because the holidays are coming up anyway, and I'm going to be out there feeding my community after the holidays. Cause I'm gonna get these. I'm out to give me some more cornbread, but I'm gonna get these big old pans and uh cornbread stuffing, cornbread chicken stuffing. Here we go. Uh, ham and turkey. I might not even do a turkey. I might just do a ham to feed my community. There are things that a community can do, but a closed mouth don't get fed. And to be honest, I think when you did that small little interview, I think you were drunk, Kamala. I really do. And Chuck Schumer, I hope that Amy Schumer, who is his cousin, they kinfolks, is disappointed in you. And Republicans, keep it up. I mean, we voted for Donald Trump for a reason. Um, Before anybody asks, when are you want to get back to reality TV? Because we're actually like talking about reality TV. I kind of miss that. Not right now. I want y'all to understand this. I may act stupid. The words act. I've been acting stupid to make other people feel like they're special. But I'm not stupid. I'm smart as hell. So I know what I'm talking about. Do I feel like that us as a whole, as a United States, should be paying for immigrants' health care who are here illegally? No. Needs to go back to the way how it used to be. If you're here illegally and you didn't come down with the money for the hospital bill and you couldn't pay the hospital bill, right after the hospital is done servicing you and taking care of you and your family, you work out a payment arrangement to where you pay back the hospital for their staff and stuff like that. We, as a whole, should not have to pay for that. Like I told you, this channel was changing to where I'm going to be talking politics. Y'all, a lot of y'all are just gonna not like me. Some of y'all are just gonna hate me, and y'all gonna say some ruthless shit. But I'm being honest. I'm speaking a mind that a lot of people want to speak. Let's just make that clear. The the American people who are not living underneath the bridge, who are not closed-minded, who are able-minded thinking people, and who are not living in delusional world, and who are actually living in the real world, they understand what I mean when I say our taxpayer dollars should be coming right back to us. Which means when I file taxes come April, my money should be coming back to me, not going to a different country. And our troops need higher pay. Okay? TSA needs a higher pay raise. And I'm not lying on that. TSA needs a higher pay raise. And I say this. I say if anybody brings contraband into TSA going to the airport, their butts need to be arrested. Their butts automatically need to be arrested. Because I'm gonna tell y'all what contraband is. Okay? Um, Contraband is any drug. Do you not know that spices can be detected as a drug? It's contraband. Because it comes from the earth. Okay? Something told me to step inside of a federal building while I was downtown Houston and to see what was going on because I didn't work that day. I had a doctor's appointment. I just wanted just to step in to see how did they run their security. They had, of course, a sheriff there. They had their security guards. But for you to enter into the building, you have to take off your shoes and they have to scan you. This is a federal building. Um, they allowed two people to go before me, and these are the kids. And the lady took off her jacket. And when she took off her jacket, um, they said, "Hey, let me test your jacket because something fell out of your jacket." Mind you, these women were Spanish, and they both had passports. Okay? Um, they were lying to the other officers, saying, "Oh yeah, it's nothing. It's just some type of seeds we got from the church, because we're here illegally." And they said, "Okay, we understand that, but still, for you to get into this federal building, you have to tell us what's in this." So they start getting loud and belligerent. And they said, we're just going to test what it is. So it came back as a drug. And they said, no, it's not a drug. It's not a drug. It's seeds. It's seeds. Then one person said, no, it's oregano. I wanted to laugh so bad, but I didn't. Because I wanted to see how were they going to handle this. Um, what they did was before they cleaned out the bin, of course you get a whiff. And they said this is not oregano. This is not cumin. They said, "Well, it's cinnamon then." They said, "Ma'am, this isn't cinnamon." And unfortunately, whoever you're here to see, you're going to have to call them and cancel your appointment because you're not coming into this building. And they said, "Look here, you're not coming into this building for one reason. One reason is because we don't have enough federal officers to try to escort you up there. So make sure that you're not trying to drug who you're trying to see." And they said, "Well, how am I going to drug them if the person I'm trying to see is my lawyer?" They said, "Because just by him touching, getting a whiff," they said that whiff on your jacket is enough to kill somebody. And they said, "Well, can I get my jacket back?" They said, "No." Yes, I'm really still alive. Um, and what I did was right after the ladies got escorted out, wasn't arrested, ICE didn't show up. I asked because that's where I whip out my security license and I just say, "Hey, I'm just here walking around federal buildings." No, you're good, sis. You're good. I just asked. I whipped out my security license because I was in there just walking around the federal building. And I asked them, I said, "Hey, what do y'all normally do?" Because I saw the whole scenario play out. They said, "Oh, normally what we do is we already have their passports and their IDs. So this is going to go down to our criminal section. And what's going to happen is it's a process. They're going to scan to make sure that this jacket hasn't been used before. And then wherever they're staying at, we're just going to go arrest them there. And we will book them. And they will be processed. And when they see the judge from there, they'll go to a federal prison or a holding cell awaiting trial because what they suspect that was on the jacket was fentanyl. And what was in the bin, they suggest that it was a strong dose of fentanyl. Like she said, that's enough to kill somebody. So we started talking about the elements, what fentanyl can do once it's on a shirt or sniffed in. There's different ways for it to be digested into your system. And I said, okay. And she's like, it's not like that they're not going to get dealt with. It's just we're not going to deal with them right now. And I said, okay, cool. They asked me to say, hey, you're working for this company. Why don't you just come over here and come work for us? We make more money. I said, I understand that. I said, but I gotta see if I want to switch over. Right now, I haven't yet been in the game for a good year. They said, well, when you're ready, let us know. And I said, okay, bet, not a problem. Um, Here's the thing. I've been asked to be recruited for working for the federal districts, especially being an officer or being a security guard. It's not that they don't make the money, y'all. I mean, they make good money. It's just I still need experience behind what I'm doing. And with that being said, uh, let me make it up to at least my years coming up come April. Give me 2 more years. I'll have a decision for y'all. Um, because for me to work as being in the federal part, um, I have to be willing to kind of move around and be in Houston. Um, I have thought about going to the police academy. Um, because the police academy and being a police officer, they make a good amount of money. But I got to get in physical shape, for me to do that. And I'm never gonna leave my job just to go be at an academy and then not able to do what I gotta do, take care of my bills and stuff, you know. Um, but anyway, y'all gotta understand that these people who are here with a passport, which means they're here illegally, is gonna wind up getting arrested. And I didn't know that fentanyl had a smell. Fentanyl, y'all, has a smell. And I'm like, wow. And I hope that their lawyer does not represent them because they were trying to kill him. With that being said, fentanyl shouldn't even be used at all. Fentanyl is the leading cause of death. And y'all want to get mad because people don't want fentanyl? Can I tell y'all? I'm gonna be 100% honest, and I'm gonna keep it a buck 1,000. Elizabeth Warner and Bernie Sanders, they mainly make their money out of the drug and food business. The Drug and Food Administration business. The more medicine you put on, the more money they're making. The more money they're making, the more drug companies stay open. Okay? What happened? What happened to us putting onions in our feet, on our feet when we coughing and sneezing, and adding Vicks vapor rub to the bottom of your feet? Okay? What happened to us drinking herbs and teas to keep our bodies going? What happened to you taking a shot of peppermint snap to ease the congestion in your system? But now I look at it like this. If I need me some peppermint snap, I got peppermints, right? I got some Jamaican rum in there. Okay? Um and that Jamaican rum is 150 proof. We're about to do an experiment real quick before I gotta start getting ready for work. Yo, I'm not taking a shot of this. Not yet. Okay? Understand y'all, it's only me drinking this. We're gonna take some peppermints. Alright? We're gonna take us some peppermints. If my fingers would work. Now I'm dropping them down in this Jamaican rum. Cause I don't have regular vodka and I don't feel like going to the damn liquor store. Okay. Normally you would take vodka and add peppermints to it, right? Taking rum because this rum, y'all, this Jamaican rum is 151 proof. This is Caribbean rum, so you know it's the good stuff. Now, anytime I start feeling like a little itchy or a little scratchy in the throat, what do you think I'm gonna do? But lately I've been on that Mucinex because when I come home from work, normally what do I be? If y'all guess right, she be tired. Yeah, I be tired. Except tonight I gotta cook me some dinner. I gotta eat me some real food. I looked in my freezer. I'm like, okay, this is what I got for me. This is what I got for everybody else. Okay, y'all. I'll sit that one in here. I'll eat that after I work. That's what I was trying to do. I mean, if y'all want to, undo all of these and do what you do, that's on you. But like I said, y'all, it's only me who's gonna be consuming this. This is old school as it can get. This is stuff that my grandparents used to do. Whenever, y'all, let me see. Did I break this? I'm just gonna use this one. My grandparents would do that when they lived in Detroit. If you came in snotting, coughing, act like that you can't go to school because mom and daddy, I'm sick. Okay. I had a couple more. What I'm gonna let this do is I'm gonna let this sit. And what you do is you make your own peppermint snap. Only thing that I trust at the liquor store is vodka and rum. But peppermint snap ain't nothing but that vodka or rum. Okay? There ain't much to put in peppermint snap. Now, it's gonna take this a couple of days for it to ferment, if you know what I mean. So you gotta know what you're doing. Snaps. Too early for people to be blowing up my phone. Mm. I'm only doing this, y'all, because I wanted to kind of be in a powdery form. Yeah, I'm over here being careful with these damn scissors. Yeah, what happened? people get mad because they say, well, Elizabeth Warren, she's this great person. If Bernie Sanders was so great, then Bernie, why weren't you president from the times that you did run? Because, y'all, it's not like Bernie Sanders never ran for president. He could never get past. He could never really win. So how do they make how do they make their money? Understand this, us taxpayers, we pay for all of them and all. Alright, I got enough peppermint in here. What's gonna happen is right now, some of that peppermint starting to kind of the color starting to kind of come off. Now, if I had all day to shake this up, I would. Someone might be like, Q, when you gonna start getting ready for it? I will in a little bit, y'all. I still got time. Yeah. Give me a second. Y'all just gonna hear me talk. Cause it don't take me that long to get ready for it. Um, the drug industry, y'all, they make money off of us. Yeah, I gotta understand that part. This right here is not a Democrat or Republican a problem. This is a flat ride out um human problem. People say, oh yeah, well it's Burger King. Do y'all remember when we were kids and we wanted to go to McDonald's, right? And our parents said, guess what? We got McDonald's at home. I'll tell you something. The reason why our parents said that is because they knew what they were putting up in the foods. It wasn't always a money grab. It was always, and I mean always, a making sure that our kids weren't getting overweight, obese. That's what it was. Yeah, I gotta realize what the word politics is. But y'all get mad with Robert Kennedy, who's trying to make America healthy again. Y'all can't be mad over that. The man is telling you the truth. He ain't lying. Y'all want to go crazy, Robert? No. He's trying to tell you that back in way before my time, back like around my grandparents and my mom's timing, they used to use towel for your burgers. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Once again, y'all got to be mindful and think. All right, I'm not going to put my uniform now as I'm talking right now. But yeah, um, y'all got to think about where do half of these tenants make their money, like their financial grind at. Because if you don't know that, then you stupid. Not taking a shot, taking a taste. Not bad. Um, as y'all see, it's starting to turn this color. There ain't nothing wrong with using rum and peppermint. I guarantee you, if I was using this earlier, because I was just thinking, y'all, I ain't got no vodka. Now I'm gonna get me some more vodka. But I got me some rum. I got me some rum. I got me some dark rum. So when I come home tonight, before I cook, I'm gonna take me a shot of that. I want America to wake up. Quit fighting with each other. Cause my country, my country, my country, my God, my God, my God. When we bleed, we all bleed red. Do y'all want to know why God is opening up so many opportunities and I haven't yet jumped through one hoop? It's not because I'm scared. It's because God knows that I'm trying to build up the credentials. Technically, if I wanted to go to law school right now, I could pass the bar. Because I'm not dumb and I ain't stupid. So yeah. Yeah, I gotta let y'all go. We're gonna pick up on this a little later on when I get off work, hopefully, or over the weekend. Y'all just have a great day. Stay tuned. We're gonna be talking about politics. Texas, I don't know. I don't know if y'all gonna be. To be honest, my home state, I love y'all to death, but it looks like that, you know, I'm just gonna have to start my own little food pantry here, for my little community, and they're gonna have to, regulate. But for the holidays, I am gonna try to make sure that the kids do get a bag that has snacks in it, maybe a toy or so. Don't know yet. But yeah, y'all. Always y'all stay optimistic and let this controversy like begin. I'm so ready for it. All right, y'all. Bye.